Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 4GQ TV. I know I didn't really get to share this out today. We've been kind of crazy busy, to be honest with you. Lots of stuff going on today. We had an interview with Tom Schulman, so it was kind of like back-to-back. Paul and I handled that. But anyway, we're here now to discuss the Xbox Developer Direct, which, you know, a lot of people were excited for. There's some naysayers on the Twitterverse, social media. That's probably
the phrase "the usual suspects" comes up, but yeah.
yeah. Paul's referring to me sometimes.
yeah.
Oh boy,
let's not do that. Let's not do that. Yeah,
the Peggies are coming.
Well, so we have the astounding panel here. We have the ever amazing Bloody Right Mate animated evil.
R2 Lee 2
yes.
just put in it. Yes, the show started.
Yep, the show started. It shows live on our end.
R2, hello. It's a friend of mine. Yes, R2, hello. But yes, well, I'm glad to be here again, as always. Bringing it up for the British guys, right? So yeah.
I see.
Excited to be here. No, Frog Boy, you've got no. Do you know what? Frog Boy's English is better than
yours.
English,
Better than yours.
No, Frog Boy's English is better than Carlo's English, so we're thankful for that. However, okay, so we're good. yeah, we're good.
Governor,
what? Rightio.
Yes, good. Oh my God.
Oh, mate.
Help me.
Oh, mate.
you
Do you know what? I'm glad to be here. It's good. I've seen the show. Do you know what? Let's just get
What
on.
you want to talk about? You want to talk
Introduce
about
the rest of
Xbox
them.
games?
Let's get on with it, right? Let's
Dude,
do
are we
it.
really going to punish the ponies again? Talking about this? No, I'm just joking.
Let's go.
All right, and then we have Frog Boy, who's drinking a nice cup of coffee. It's delicious.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Tastes great. Had to wake up a little bit. Been up since early in the morning, but let's get this going. Talking about this Xbox showcase because I'm super pumped for that dang Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
First person, baby. Can't wait to see through the eyes of Indy.
And then we have the ever so happy, so jolly,
Yeah, I
excited,
can tell.
smile on his face from cheek to cheek like the Joker. Cerebral Pineapple Paul Paparazzi.
And the only way that smile is going to happen is if I get my lips carved like the Joker. But you know,
Objection. I think we need to start with inappropriate. Paul.
Inappropriate, not inappropriate. That's different.
It's appropriate, Paul.
Inappropriate.
Whoa, hang on a minute. Hold on.
That's a new word. Is that British?
No, that's a new word. That's the one that we don't want to go.
No, it's not a new word.
He gained notoriety.
It is a word.
Paul's just so excited he's out of words.
Yeah, great. Okay. Anyway,
Frog Boy's excited he's found a new word. That's all we're saying.
Watch the show. I'm excited. Yay. I've been playing that silly Pandora game, whatever the hell it is.
Avatar.
Yeah, that's the one. And I did try Prince of Persia. Not enough
better get to
accessibility. I can't play it.
X1.
So, yeah.
R2 Lee 2, it's Frog Boy X1. Hit me up on the eggs box and I'll add you. I had to lock it down because I had inappropriate people trying to stalk me. So just send me a request and then I will approve it if it's the same thing.
Hey R2, it's been a long time since we've gamed together. You're
Frog
already
Boy.
on.
I'm gonna tell you right now. He's a good egg. He's a good friend of mine. So yeah, he's okay.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I heard you say that earlier. That's why I told him.
Yeah.
You know, I think
if you're a friend of Mr. Evil, then I am. Yeah.
I think
you say that, but some of the friends that we've met through Mr. Evil have been questionable.
Oh yeah, but you know, I think R2 appreciates my British animated. I think he appreciates my British.
Oh, I see.
He doesn't.
Are you
No,
sure?
no.
All right,
no.
so let's get into Xbox Developer Direct, right? I mean, Xbox said they were going to have a good show. I think the fans, think the fans are hyped up. I think Paul almost fell out of his chair with Nitro Boost. So I mean, I saw some things that I thought were good. That era game, did I say it correctly, Paul? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
skip that. Move along.
That
Why?
game.
Move along.
Some-
None of my stream like that. I was like, oh gosh. There's no.
Well, then that question's.
But if you guys like it,
based on your stream.
cool. I just
I love those types of games, man.
I try to get into them, Paul, and it takes so long for me to figure out what's going on that I lose interest. And dude, I seriously got like 10 of them, 10 different RTS games that I've been trying to get through, and yeah, I get it like
I think it probably helps in the fact that I've come up since the beginning of RTS. I've always played those style of games.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that obviously that's true. I started off with 2D side scrolling Mario, so
Right, and I was already what is it? Command and Conquer. The granddaddy of them all.
and then I had that, and then I had that long time of being a pony, so that kind of ruins things for a while. Quality.
I see. I'm looking forward to it because I'm a big fan of RTS. I like Command and Conquer. I like Crusader Kings 3. I love Crusader Kings 3 just for the fact that you can marry people to whoever you want in that game. If you're a king.
Have you tried Gilded 3?
No.
You need to try that. I think
I heard Gilded is pretty good. I haven't tried that one
Gilded
yet.
3, I did play. That's probably one of the ones that because I cover a lot of games for THQ, and you guys know how they do a lot of RTS. Covered Jagged Alliance 3. That one's pretty cool too. It's just I get into them and like I said, by the time I'm done figuring something out for the day, I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then when I try to go back, so
yeah, the learning curve on a good RTS can be pretty big, actually.
Man, the Valiant's pretty good. Like I caught onto that one pretty quick.
Yeah.
Warmongrels, absolutely incredible game.
Yeah. The issue is, to get to be really good at that game, especially when you want to play multiplayer, it takes a lot of time and a lot of understanding what the different things do. And a lot of people like you don't have that time or that mental mindset to want to sit there and do that.
Because let me tell you guys.
The only RTS I was really good at was, and I hope they come now that they're owned by a good company. I hope they come up with a new proper StarCraft. I love StarCraft.
Okay.
This Expeditions Rome is awesome. Guild 3 is pretty dang good. Jagged Alliance 3 is awesome. Knights of Honor 2 Sovereign. That one there.
Right.
That one wrecked me, bro. I was like, oh no. But Last Train Home is pretty dang good. Yeah, see, I've been covering most of these for THQ. They're awesome. They run good on PC. That's pretty much what I've broken it down to, is just running them as benchmark games and showing people how cards work on them. So those are my favorites.
Paul. So Back from Dead in YouTube said your first RTS was Risk, right?
I did play Risk. Yeah,
you know what? So did I when I was a kid. Awesome game.
I thought your first RTS was Stones and Pebbles.
Sticks and dirt, man. It was great.
Yeah. Right.
You were there when dinosaurs came about.
Yeah. Paul's first RTS was Dinosaurs and Run. Let's be honest.
Ark is based on Paul's life.
Yes.
Command and Conquer Red Alert 2 is the shit. Okay, that is the game. And when they brought it to when they re-upped it a few years ago, and they used the original old live footage that they recorded for the original game, and they updated it all. If you haven't played that game yet, it's a great game. And they actually show you the difference between the old graphics and the new, which to me is always amazing when they do that. The same thing they did with the like Fandango, where you could hit the button and you could see what it used to look like compared to what they did to it. And you're like, holy crap, they put a lot of love into this,
Absolutely.
So I don't do RTS. I've never done RTS. I'm not interested in RTS. And when they showed this game in the thing, does this excite anybody? Does this?
Yes.
Do you think to yourself, oh my God, I would love to play this game? Because
yes.
to me, when I was sat watching, I didn't watch it live. I watched Frog Boy Gaming fucking stream,
Okay.
and it was like
Right,
even
that's
he
what's
was like, I'm hanging out
See,
with Frog Boy.
you know
now
what?
and again.
Part
It's
of
fine.
that's part of
Oh.
no offense to Froggy,
go on.
but that's part of the reason I don't watch other people's streams for stuff like this. I want to watch it myself so I get my own thoughts
Yeah.
and I can actually focus
I
on
did want that.
what they're
I did
saying
want
in the
that,
show and what they're saying in the show because that way I can pick up all the little details that a lot of people miss because the host is talking
but,
over.
yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that like when I watch them, then I have more to say about them when I watch them alone. But I usually just share all that with the community. We just
Ordinarily, I would never
most
join
of us are
anyone.
going to watch it.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't join anyone. I thought, do you know what? I'm sat here alone. Shall I watch it alone? And I saw Frog Boy was watching it, so I thought I'd join him. Right?
Yeah.
I was
So
hoping
Frog
to
Boy,
jump
he
in
watched you with his dick in
I
his hand. He was happy.
Whoa, pause, Paul.
Take
Wow.
it
stop,
down.
You can't be talking like that. This is PG-13, buddy. PG-13.
And do you know what I thought? Do you know what?
Mhm.
Let's see how his chat is and think back that I can. And I wasn't really
My
paying
chat is
attention
awesome,
to whatever,
man.
right? And
My guys are
there's
very
some-
respectful.
Yeah, you have some dicks. It's fine. It's fine.
we built a very
we
PG
all have
community.
them, but the RTS though, it's not my thing.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's never been my thing. So
I've
when
always
this
wanted
come
to
up,
play
I'm
them,
like,
but I just don't. have
Whistle
it.
me, Dixie.
whistle me,
don't.
Dixie. Indeed,
Yeah.
it's not my thing. Were you excited for it? Was anybody excited for it? You were, Paul.
I was. I think visually it looks amazing too. I think they keep bringing up the visuals on what you would think would be a pretty basic game, but they keep adding to what they can do in RTS, and
Dude,
it just
that
makes
game is gonna destroy your freaking 960, Paul. I'm just joking.
960, Paul. We need to talk, man.
Yeah, it's a well kept secret that even though I tell people I'm using a 1060, it's really a 960. Yeah.
So you got it off AliExpress.
Yeah.
I know. He's like, I got the Wish brand one.
Yeah,
See, the thing is, for some reason, right? We've jumped over. We've gone straight into the RTS moment of this.
Isn't that what they showed first, though?
No.
Yeah, that was.
No,
That's,
no, it
that's
wasn't.
probably like
It
the best
wasn't.
thing
No,
to
it
talk
wasn't.
about.
No, we've skipped over how it launched, how it came in, and what we thought about Avowed, because they came in swinging with Avowed straight away.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we've skipped over that for some reason. How did
Nobody
we-
cares about that little game called Avowed. Some little unknown.
So are we going back
publisher
to
put that
Avowed,
shit
or are
out.
we going to keep talking about the RTS game that nobody cares about?
No, but the thing is,
I'm
we've
just-
skipped.
We didn't skip over. We just didn't talk about it first. That's not skip. We're going to talk
Yeah.
about all the games they're animated.
No,
Don't
but
worry,
what I'm
don't worry
saying
your
is,
little
what-
bearded face. it's
No, what? My beautiful bearded little face. I know, Paul. I love you too, baby.
Mhm.
The thing is, though, right? We've skipped over the fact that they've come in with Avowed straight away.
Okay.
How did we feel about how it started? Be honest.
I was already like from the moment I seen Avowed, I was already like, yep, definitely going to play that game. Back when they just showed like the little hand with the purple and the shooting the arrows and stuff, I was like, yep, playing that. So I was already good with that. I will say that the new video that they posted today was definitely higher quality than what they showed at the last Xbox showcase when they brought it out. That looked good. That looked very good. Nice, beautiful vistas, beautiful environments. Even the enemies and stuff, they look, oh gosh, they just look good. They look detailed. That game looks good. I'm excited for it. I am excited for that one, to be completely honest with you. I do like Obsidian games. I was not able to get through Outer Wild, or what is it, Outer Worlds? Is that the last
Outer
one? we
Worlds,
did?
yeah.
Well, you couldn't get through
Yeah.
Outer Worlds. Oh, get off the show. You're done.
Well, I didn't buy that one. I just played it on like Game Pass for a little while. I mean, it came out Xbox One X, right? So I just haven't went back. I'll probably end up.
It's still available now. It's in Game
Yeah,
Pass.
I'll probably. Well, I know. I'll
It's still in
probably.
Game Pass.
I've been planning on picking it up on on PC. I just haven't had the time to go back to it, man. There's been so many games coming out that my backlog just keeps growing and growing and growing. But I try to play through a lot of games, but that one's just one that I
And
haven't.
that one will
I've
take
got-
if,
I've got-
if you have to start that one over, it will take a lot of time.
I've got well, see, that's why I'm going to buy it on the Xbox store because my save will transfer for that, and I've got. Let me see how long I played that for. So I feel like I played it for a little while.
I'm because I'm super hyped for the sequel. I'm super hyped for Outer Worlds too.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the no, since we're waiting for you to look that up. I just like the fact that
Yeah,
you
go
could
ahead.
basically play the game you wanted to play. If you wanted to kill everybody, you could kill everybody. You know, including quest givers, which was always fun because
That's the fun about the developer, right? Was that
Yeah.
was that Obsidian as well?
yes,
They did that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. I played. I haven't finished it. I still need to finish it. I really do. I loved it though. It's like it's very much Fallout, but do what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
and I'm
And-
hoping they kept that trade in the new game. I'm hoping they kept. That
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
of course
be
they're going to.
completely
Of course
honest
they're
with
going
you
to.
guys. Like it's almost impossible for me to play freaking first-person shooters at 30 frames per second. I get motion sickness. So on the Xbox One X, but I know they've upgraded it to 60 on Series X. So my excuses for not playing it are very
are
low.
getting smaller and smaller. Yeah,
Yeah,
getting weaker and weaker. Yeah.
they're very low now. I can tell you that.
R2 Lido said, "Is Obsidian also made KOTOR 2?" That's true.
Yeah, that is true. I'll
They-
tell you
they've all
what.
been,
I
they've
didn't
all been
like-
great story.
um,
They've always been great storytellers. They've always.
I did
been
not.
great
I did
storytellers.
not like those games. I did not like the turn-based combat. So
Okay,
I never.
that's fair.
So I never got into those. Dude, when those first came out, I was more into like your Castlevania, freaking Lord, Innocent. Yeah,
They also did Fallout New Vegas as well. So
Innocence of.
Yep.
I love that one. I love Fallout New Vegas.
they also.
I was
did
more
Fallout
into
New
like
Vegas.
that Devil May Cry type genre back then on the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox. That was like my genre back then, and like Need for Speed stuff like that. I was in my 20s, man. That kind of stuff was just cool. That SOCOM and things like that.
But yeah, Obsidian has even if you don't like the style of games, their ability to tell a story has never wavered.
Mhm.
If you can play their game for whatever reason, their ability to actually tell you a good story has never ever wavered. So yeah,
I always go through my little Xbox list and see how long. Cause I love the stats on there. It tells you how long you played them and stuff.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love those stats.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, then
I look at them and get really
sad.
sad sometimes. I look at them get really sad sometimes. It's like, holy crap, I've wasted a lot of my life.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you're having fun.
I've got
Yeah.
so much time in Black Desert Online, bro, that it's like insane. I swear we sat there and played that game for almost a year now. I bought it when it came out, waited a year, then started playing it, and I played it for like 18 days straight is what I think the last thing mine said. I was like,
Wow.
"Oh."
Is it that good of a
Wow.
game?
Yeah. So it's like a giant open world medieval type game, bro, and there's just always something to do. There's like so much stuff in that. It literally feels overwhelming when you first start, but then once you get into it and learn the basics and the mechanics, then it's like, oh yeah, this is incredible. And they just added they've added so many maps, map expansions. It's massive.
Just think.
It really is massive.
Just think of all of the things you've discussed about Obsidian, right?
Mhm.
About how good they've done this game, that game, and the other game, right? Just think right now in the back of your head, right, of how good all those games were, and they
How
are
good
doing
Avowed's
Avowed.
going to be. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
they are
My-
doing Avowed.
well, found it. So yeah, I got about 6 hours in it.
only 6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That barely
6 hours.
scratches the surface. That barely
No.
scratches the
Oh, I
surface.
made it to
You-
that ship in space.
you have all just gone on a
Yeah,
tangent
yeah.
about this developer that has done this game that's marvelous, this game that's
Yep.
brilliant, this game that's fantastic, and you've not talked about this game we've seen tonight, right?
Mm.
Imagine.
I don't think they're interested in it. I am.
Yeah. Okay, so just
Why-
real quick,
Fuck
since we've
boy,
already
shut
kind of
the
talked about
fuck
it,
up.
let me just say my
Yeah.
only concern, and I posted this in my tweet and I tagged them, is because of the way the combat looks, where you can switch off the weapons and stuff quickly, blah blah, and all that stuff looks really cool. My first concern when they start doing that is I need to know about accessibility. I need to know how that's going to function, because when they start getting that, that flexible in their gaming, sometimes they can lose people like me who can't use basically the whole left side of the controller on a
But-
live basis.
But if it holds up to the VAT system in Fallout, that would work, right?
But
Where it slows-
this
where
didn't look
where
this
it
didn't look like
slows to
turn-based
a
battle.
stop.
This didn't look like turn-based battle though. This looked like on the
No,
fly.
but Fallout wasn't. Fallout wasn't. The VAT
Well,
system.
the VAT system kind of made it turn-based. It slowed stuff down. As soon as you activated the VAT, everything kind of stopped and gave you a chance to switch around, or do whatever.
Hopefully, that's a kind of
Yeah.
mechanic that's in this game for you.
Well,
I
we'll
like
see.
I mean,
I
we'll
like
have
my
to
stuff
we'll have to
just
wait
be
and see
full on
how
action.
that is.
I need
But-
action packed. I still got like leftover freaking pony tendencies. Okay, bro. I need QTEs every once in a while.
Yeah.
So R2Litu said in the chat, how did Avowed differentiate itself from Elder Scrolls?
Good question.
It
Adam,
didn't.
can you answer that?
Yeah. Do you know what? In the video, it was.
It looks more. I think that
Me and Frogboy sat and watched it together, and it's a very difficult question. But
it's very
difficult
to me,
answer as well.
To me, it feels more fleshed out than what Elder Scrolls does. Because I've played a couple of the Elder Scrolls. I've never finished them, but Avowed, the way Avowed looks is it looks more lively. To be completely honest with you, it looks like something that you want to explore.
How about it? What it looks like? Right? I'm sorry, Frogboy. I'm going to interrupt. Right? How it looks like, R2, is when you mix the two. When you go Elder Scrolls, you're just hacking and slashing and just doing this sort of shit and trying to kill them, right? However, there was these moments where you got the old style VAT system in Fallout where you could slow it down and you could kind of slow your motion and, do you know what? Slow it, cast a spell, do something, and then attack fast, and then you can slow it down. It's a really weird how it looked. Kind of.
Oh, you mean
Where
like
where did you see that? Where did you see that?
Well,
In the
in the video, it shows them like
In the
doing
video.
casting a
Showed-
spell
it-
and then
there
going
was-
straight to melee.
Yeah, but I didn't see any slowing down. I didn't see anything.
No,
slowing the
it
motion.
sort of froze the monster, right? So
Mhm.
as the monster froze, right? You had your chance to right there.
Switch to
The monster
something
was
else.
frozen on screen, right?
But okay, it was okay. I think we
So-
saw something different. I didn't see anything that slowed it down a lot. That was just a matter of you were switching stuff up. That was a boom switch.
Mm.
He's going to switch stuff.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe, but it maybe just a couple of spells. That, you know what? He froze, and the monster froze, and then you could do.
Well, that was
Well,
that
the
was
monster froze because that was a
like
spell.
shooting
That was
bottom of ice, yeah.
that was the
And
wand
that
he
part.
was using. He had two wands, one to freeze it, and then you could walk up and finish it off with your main weapon.
Yeah.
and shatter it. That's why he froze, was because he was using a freezing spell off of his wand.
All right, so here's the problem I had with the developer direct right now. I feel like that a lot of the stuff that we saw, or a lot of the big titles, right? We knew Avowed was going to be first person, okay? And I felt like that it reminds me of like the Elder Scrolls Online, something like that. And then we see Indiana Jones. Okay, this title was hyped up. Everybody, I don't know anybody who does not like Indiana Jones. Everybody I know in my life loves Indiana Jones. Like, fair point. Everybody I grew up with in the 80s, loved the movies. Harrison Ford, fantastic Indiana Jones. Okay, now I am not excited for a first person Indiana Jones. I wanted the option to either be first person or third person, like over the shoulder for most of the stuff. I was hoping that we would get a game that is not. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing between everything. But from what I saw, it looked like it had corridor kind of action, like linear stuff there. Kind of remind me of kind of like Dishonored, where he hit the guy with the shovel. I don't want anything linear in Indiana Jones. I want it more. If it's gonna have linear stuff, also have exploration available to an extent. Like, you don't have to make it complete open world or half open world, but be able to go around the level, go backwards, go forward, kind of like Uncharted a little bit in some instances, looking for stuff.
No.
It does look like it's going to be a linear experience. They did say they were going to have branching paths, secrets, all kinds of stuff in there. I get what you're saying when you're talking about it being a third person experience. That's kind of what everybody was, anticipating, due to the fact that, it's in that Tomb Raider / Uncharted thing. But Machine Games, their pedigree is first person. They're going to do a damn good job with Indy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could already tell you just by the way it looks and the way it was looking,
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be extremely immersive.
And that's how they made one thing very clear. Speaking of immersive, by putting you in the eyes of Indiana Jones, you are Indiana Jones. You're not watching Indiana Jones. You are that character.
Paul,
As
I
long
digress.
as
I'm his
long
hands.
as long as there is a field of view slider, it should be fine.
When
I like the fact that they said for traversal, they said, it'll bump out.
It'll bump out to third, like when you're climbing up walls and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, or flying or driving, stuff like that. So
yeah.
It'll be like Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah,
like when you would hide behind a crate, it'd jump into third person when you do stuff. So,
again,
yeah.
I watched it through Frog Boy's channel, right? And as soon as it came on, we all got excited, right, Frog Boy? Like, oh, there we go, Indiana Jones. There we go. Let's go. And as soon as I saw we're looking through the world through Indiana Jones's eyes.
Yep.
What did I put in chat? No.
I was like, I knew immediately when they said that.
That's what I put. As soon as
I got a little bit quiet there for
first
a minute,
person.
and then I was like, wait a minute. And then they start showing the game and like the scenes, and I was like, yep, this is gonna work. This is gonna work. Yeah. I was like, oh man.
I agree.
So I've played like a machine gun games like what was it? Wolfenstein 2. And I fell in love with the way that game played and just how it felt. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
And as far as as far as the linearity and being able to wander around, Carlo, that's not Indiana Jones. Even in the movies, he's very once the task is set, he's not wandering around. He's very set on where he's going and what he's doing. There is no, hey, let's go over and check out this restaurant over here in the middle of Mumbai.
It does look like it's going to be pretty cinematic. So I think that'll be all right. So it took
in the first moment,
like 13 or 14 hours.
Let me just say something, right? In the first moment when I said no, first part, right? Then I watched the video a little bit and I thought, do you know what? The story itself is going to be third person. So you're going to see Indy. You're going to see him.
Yeah.
Right? And you're going to, when you go into that whole story mode, you're going to be third person. You're going to see Indy. And then he's going in there and he's with his whip and all that kind of stuff. It kind of made sense. It really did. Not my kind of game off the bat, but it really did think to myself, do you know what? That actually makes sense.
Well, I think it is.
I kind of got on board.
But if we are real though, it is going to kind of hurt the perception of the game. A lot of people are going to skip it just due to the fact that it's first person. I think it is going to hurt the overall sales of it, to be completely
here's what I saw a bunch of comments though, and I agree with the fact that if they would have went third person, the comparisons to Tomb Raider and to Uncharted would have been stupid. You know,
Yeah.
it's because that's all they would have talked about.
They've already been there, Paul. They've already been there.
I know, but it would have been worse. It would have been worse. It would have been
See,
a lot worse.
People were already saying.
By
Indiana
mistake-
Jones
I know
is
what they
copying
were already
Nathan
saying.
Drake, right?
Yeah.
But let
So-
me
They were already
let
saying
me
that.
wait.
Yep.
But let me give
Yeah.
people who may not be as old as me a history lesson.
Mm.
Indiana Jones came first before all that crap. Indiana Jones
Everything is
predates
based
Laura
off
Croft.
of it.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
this-
Laura
this
Croft
is-
wasn't even nothing when
I'm
Indy
gonna
came
show
out.
you breaking news of what Indiana Jones is gonna look
Oddly
like.
enough,
Ready,
he was
Paul?
based on somebody else, but we'll not.
No, it's
go there.
not.
You got to turn the
He
camera
was.
around.
He was based on somebody else
Yeah.
back in the day. Alan Quatermain. There you
That's
go.
Indiana Jones right there, first person.
It's gonna be all right. I know that it is going to affect sales. Good thing it's going to be on Game Pass day and date. A lot of more people are going to be able to play it. But yeah, in terms of what people were expecting and the expectations for a game like that in that genre, yeah, it is going to affect things. But if you are a Machine Gun Games fan like I am, you're gonna like it. It looks incredible, man.
So
It looks
Right.
incredible.
I think the
And well, real quick, I was just gonna say,
Alright.
because
I'm
it's on
actually-
Game
I-
Pass, people may see it and go, "Hey, you know what? This really doesn't look that bad."
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Alright.
Same thing that happened with
I need to-
same thing that happened with
this is for you,
Redfall.
Paul. This is for you. Ready? This is for you, buddy.
And it takes them forever. Here, let me give you the one I added from last night from the wrestling one.
Oh boy.
Acknowledge me.
So listen, I think Frog Boy's onto something here. I think that, you know, for Game Pass, it's gonna be great for Game Pass. Like for Xbox fans that were looking forward to this, that like Indiana Jones, they're gonna digest it any which way. They don't care if it's first person, third person, whatever. They're gonna like it. However, when you get into the wider mass market that is a fan of Indiana Jones that may not like video games and they just may want to check it out, or you're looking at people that just want a variety of types of gameplay, they might pass on this and be like, "Oh, I don't care. This game is not for me."
Actually,
I don't
actually,
think.
I
don't
I
think
don't
recant-
think.
that.
I don't think
recant
it's going to
my-
be. I don't think it's going to be the big IP they want to get in.
Yeah, it's not
Actually,
gonna be the
I
big
don't
deal.
think it's going to hit.
you know what?
What?
Actually, guys, this
You're-
game's gonna hit pretty hard on PC though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
Two-
Okay.
on PC, yeah, because they want something new to play, and it's probably gonna work well on the
Fuck you,
Steam Deck.
chuck them.
It's gonna
And
suck
there's
for
gonna be-
Xbots that have been wanting that third person over the shoulder camera. No, I'm just
It's
joking.
gonna be yes, there are gonna be mods on
That's
PC
right.
that will
Carl-
probably allow
Carl-
you
Carl
third
is like,
person.
I want third person over his shoulder, and I want short round in there. So he
I
has
listen.
to
I
babysit
listen to
short
my
round.
Xbox friends always making fun of the ponies for that, and now they're gonna be mad that they're not getting one.
No, but I mean, seriously, the PC players are going to end up modding it for third person somehow. They'll figure it out. And, you know, for people with VR headsets, I bet you there'll be a nice VR mod for this game, too.
You know what? You're saying you think it's not going to hit. Like I said, Gideon is known for their storytelling. So
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Dude.
so it's gonna hit at a certain level.
Yeah, I too.
People aren't going to get so
Indiana Jones
focused on,
was pretty
oh
bad.
my God, I
funny.
can't look down Indiana Jones' ass the whole time. You
Dude,
know?
I'm gonna shill the crap out of that game, so it don't matter.
Yeah,
There's a kaboom.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know. And Animated said something about throwing the whips. I was thinking, oh, great, that's DLC already. 50 Shades of Jones.
Oh, no.
That's what I was thinking.
Ah, I was thinking it. I never said it.
I knew you were. I knew.
Yeah.
By the last movie, I haven't even seen Dial of Destiny to tell you.
I
the
haven't
truth.
watched it yet. I can't
I
bring
haven't.
myself
Yeah.
to watch it. I can't
Artu
bring-
said Indiana Jones was pretty badly damaged by
They
the last movie.
100% should have replaced Harrison Ford as Indy, brought in Chris Pratt, and just
No,
started.
No.
Yep,
Chris
yep.
Pratt, no.
Yep.
no.
Well, well, no, because
No.
he has the basic look already. So,
I'm 100% behind
No,
it. Team
no.
Chris Pratt. No, I'm just
No.
joking.
I'm sure we could pick a different actor than Chris Pratt for.
Who the hell's better
Ah,
than
no.
Mario, bro?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Do you know what you've put it in my head now that I need to find a proper.
No, if they were to redo Indiana, they're gonna have to
Chris
reboot
Pratt.
it now because
Either
yeah.
Chris Pratt or what's the other guy that plays Venom? Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
Tom
guess
Hardy
I
is
know-
Indy.
No.
I can see Chris Pratt,
Tom,
honestly.
Tom Hardy is a no.
Come
He
on,
has-
man.
Dude,
We're going-
no, dude,
We're going for prison style, Indy.
no. Tom Hardy has one thing and one thing only.
Forrest. From what was that? What was that movie where they cut him and he's like holding his neck? What was that movie with the LaBeouf, Shia LaBeouf and
Shia LaBeouf.
Tom, yeah, they were brothers or something. And they were bootleggers. I don't remember.
Oh,
the name of it. Did you ever see it?
the
Tom Hardy-
gangster
Tom Hardy
movie.
has
The
one
one
thing
that,
and one thing only. That's all he's got.
Yeah.
you're talking about. I know what movie you're talking.
All right.
talking
Yep. I
about.
guess we're just
Yeah.
gonna have to stick with Chris Pratt then.
Yeah, Chris
No.
Pratt it is.
No,
Chris Pratt.
no.
Hey, I
no.
gave you an out. I gave
No,
you
for
an out.
Indiana
and you
Jones,
blew it.
no, no.
You said no. I
You're
gave
not
you
having
an
Tom
out.
Hardy for Indiana Jones. You're having Chris Pratt for Indiana Jones. Let me
He did
think.
good as Venom.
Let me think, and I'll think about it.
I do
Okay,
like where
something
they put this in the timeline.
You're
By
gonna
the
get-
way,
Give
they
me some
put it
time. I'll sort a proper
they
Indiana
put it
don't
Jones.
between the
really-
second and third
I don't
movie.
really
They put
think
it.
there's
No.
anybody else that could do it though. I think Chris Pratt would have been perfect.
Okay, can we actually?
Okay, The Rock.
Sorry.
The Rock.
Sorry,
Whoa,
sorry.
no,
Sorry,
no,
Paul.
no,
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 Come on,
no.
Vin Diesel.
Stop.
We're gonna have Vin Diesel do it.
Stop.
Okay,
Stop.
look
All has something actually
about
real
what
to
we
say,
saw.
rather
I'm-
than you
I
guys.
like
about
I
it.
like the fact that they put it between the second and third movie. That's a good, that takes it back a little bit. You still have Nazis, so yeah.
Them Nazis. We're
The
gonna have to
Nazis.
do Nazis.
Yep.
Taking out the Nazis.
And
Okay.
that's so I think that's good that it's a little bit younger Indiana Jones. They didn't try to,
Yeah.
they didn't
is
try to
pretty
take
cool.
it up above, God forbid, Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, dude, I'd rather be a 30-year-old Indiana Jones than like some old
A
Indiana Jones.
75-year-old Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's geriatric Indy.
Though the way they could have done that if they would have got Harrison Ford is do it like him telling a story. That's how you open the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That,
that
should have
that
done
would've been cool.
Actually.
That would have been cool.
Actually,
Yeah.
I really do kind of think they need to reboot Indiana Jones with Chris Pratt. To be completely honest with you,
Yeah,
he's actually doing
absolutely.
he's doing really
No,
good in
absolutely
Hollywood right now. A lot of
Absolutely
people are
not.
liking his stuff. I think Chris Pratt could easily slide in there
Absolutely
and
not.
do a very
Well, he's a
convincing Indiana Jones.
he's a flexible actor. He's one of
he-
those guys. Yeah,
He's dang good, man. I like watching movies with Chris Pratt. Like I do like what he does.
he manages
What is-
to
what is
not
wrong-
always be the same character. He manages to not always be the same character. And
I
a lot of
just
actors
picture it
can't say
because
that.
of the way he did in Jurassic Park, in Jurassic World,
Frog
or
Boy.
whatever. I just kind of see him as like
You're
an
doing
Indiana
this on
Jones.
purpose.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Frog Boy, go fuck yourself. No, you're wrong.
We need him as
No.
Mario. We need him as
No.
everybody, dude. Chris
No.
Pratt for everybody.
Go
Chris
fuck
Pratt
off.
for
No.
president.
No. You're just fucking messing with my mind right now.
R2D2
I
says
will-
you're wrong,
once you-
animated.
Once you go to
I
bed,
will-
once you go to bed and you sleep on it, you're gonna be like, yeah, you're right.
He can be
There's
dreaming about
nobody
Chris
other
Pratt.
than Chris
Yeah.
Pratt. It's gonna be
No.
good as Indiana.
No.
Jones.
Animated's gonna be there
I
dreaming. Animated's
I
gonna be
will
there
think
dreaming
of
about Chris
one.
Pratt and a whip.
I will
you know?
think of one, and R2D2 can
There's
go
nobody.
get fucked.
There's absolutely nobody other than Chris Pratt that one
Mm.
could yeah, dude. There's nobody else that can embody Indiana Jones like Chris Pratt could. He has that rugged
No.
look, bro, and you need
No.
that.
Listen,
And
Anime,
everybody
I
else
gotta
just
tell you
got-
something. Listen
Oh.
carefully, and then you could rebuttal. Chris Pratt could play Luke Skywalker. He could play Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. You know,
Absolutely.
you could fill him in any action Starsky
Any
and Hutch.
80s
Yeah.
What
80s
is
action
wrong with
movie,
you?
you could bring him
What is
in
wrong
and
with
he could
you?
Yeah.
100% recreate
What
the
is wrong with you?
same magic that those other actors did. Chris Pratt is
Overboard.
good.
He could play in that too.
Easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem.
Dude,
This guy can
You know,
do it
Pratt
all.
is
Chris
such
Pratt
a
is
shoo-in for
so
all
good.
of that.
Chris Pratt could play Shaft. He's so good. You know,
Where we are right
Absolutely.
now is R2D2. Me and you need fucking words, bro. Honestly, we are R2D2. We are done, right? That's where we're at.
All right,
Fuck
so
you.
everybody that's watching this later, either on Rumble or YouTube, post in the comments, Chris Pratt, if you agree with Frogboy and I, because I know we're right.
Yeah.
No.
I could literally, I mean, just seeing Chris Pratt in like some of them 80s movies,
Look,
like reprising those roles and
Yeah.
like doing that 100%. I think he
Look,
could pull off so
in the
many
chat-
of those
Ah.
and make them good, man. Like, dude, the way he plays Star-Lord, freaking awesome.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Nailed it. Like right
He
on
could-
the freak. It's like, boom, he can do it. all.
Even in a multiverse, he can
He
replace
can
Iron
be
Man.
funny. He can be funny. He can be serious. I mean, did you ever see him in Tomorrow War? Like, was it Tomorrow War? Yeah, like I think
I
that
don't
was
know
that
what to
one where
do.
the aliens and stuff. Like, dude, he did such a good job in like all of these
He can replace everybody in Stargate. You know?
Yeah.
He could replace.
easily.
Yeah.
Kurt
can-
Russell, he could replace Kurt Russell in all those movies.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. He could
I don't
be-
think he can. I don't think he can replace like Arnold or Sylvester Stallone, but for the majority of all them other actors, he definitely probably.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got that mentality where he's going and he could do it. R2 Lee 2 agrees with you, Frog Boy. He did make a point in the chat.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't latch on to many actors anymore, but Chris Pratt, he's a damn good one.
Yep.
I mean, most of them I'm just like, oh. I mean, Chris Hemsworth couldn't even do like, you know what I mean? It's like everybody else is. They've went so far out there with a lot of these actors now that you've got like what Jason Momoa, you've got Chris Hemsworth. I mean, not even. What's the one that played Captain America? Chris.
Oh,
Like not even he could do Indiana Jones.
Hemsworth.
Not Hemsworth, the other one, Chris, the one that played freaking Captain America.
Pike. No.
No, that's
you know,
Was-
now I gotta look because I don't remember.
I think it's
Chris Evans. Come on.
Chris
for fuck's
Evans.
sake.
Yeah.
Chris Evans, yeah.
Anime
See,
just
like-
want us to fumble. That's what he did. there.
The only one that could do indie, I think, is really Chris Pratt. I just don't see any other actor in that spot, any other actor in recent memory in that spot.
Anyway, as much as lovely as it is, can we get back on topic, please?
Cheaper says Evans.
Rather than
Evans
fucking,
could play Indiana
rather than
Jones.
fucking just abuse me for a bit. Come on,
Evans.
let's go.
Yeah, can we move on to the next game or whatever? And
All
let's
right,
do
What
some-
what game? Oh yeah,
Let's-
Visions of Mana. Don't
nope,
tell me you
no
guys
interest-
haven't
no,
thought about this.
no interest
No,
from
no,
me. That's not my style
no.
of game.
What?
but-
How the
on.
heck you?
Do we talk about Avowed yet? Because that's another one that's like this.
I tried.
Maybe
yes, I did.
Liam. Okay,
Yes, I
I'll
did.
give you
Yes, I
one more
did try
out.
it.
Oh
I'll
my
give you one
God.
more out.
Talk about Avowed.
Liam Hemsworth. He might be able to do indie.
Welcome, Jeepers.
Hi, Jeepers.
Jeepers.
For fuck's sake.
Creepers.
Paul's looking at your peepers.
That's
Paul's looking at me like, oh man. No, but seriously, I am a little exhausted of these first person games, and Avowed is another one of those. It looks like another. It looks like a cloned Elder Scrolls copy and paste first person view, and I get that some people,
it
some
looks
people.
more vibrant. It's more vibrant.
It looks like it's gonna give me headaches. The way the color scheme of the color palette, it looks kind of weird to me. I don't know if my eyes could take it, but
Don't you have a PlayStation 5?
I do.
So then you could play all those one single player over the shoulder camera first person or
No,
third person
no.
games.
Babysitters. You forgot
Yeah,
the babysitter.
babysitters.
part.
No, the PlayStation exclusive, I play Spider-Man because I like Marvel. But other than that, I don't. No. And Uncharted. Okay, I'll say I play Uncharted, but other than that, I don't go really for anything else. I don't know, guys. Talk to me. Like, do you think that first-person view is going to hurt the game? Do you
No.
think? No, you don't.
No.
Absolutely not.
You think it's going to be good for VR mods?
Absolutely.
It'll be good for that.
Actually, everything they showed was pretty much first.
Looks like
person.
it's going to be good for VR mods. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think about that. That sucks. That seems pretty one-sided. We're definitely not winning any ponies to our side with these, bro. Maybe MVG will come back.
You know, honestly, I was sort of thinking with all these first person type of games and Xbox working with Meta Quest a little bit to get some of the stuff on there. Do you guys foresee a future where Xbox might say, "Listen, Avowed's on PC. If you guys want to develop, or we could help develop a first person or VR mod for these games through Steam or something, you could play them on the Quest." You think there might be some type of partnership like that in the future for these games?
I think so. Yeah, it would be. I would like to. Dude, I would go literally buy a Quest 3 today if Mark Zuckerberg came out and said, well, if Xbox and Meta came out and said that they would make it available to be able to use on your Xbox Series S or X, I would go buy one today. I would absolutely go buy one today. I already got a Quest 2, but I would buy a Quest 3 just to use it with the Xbox.
But what if the PC versions? What if there were like Steam, legit?
Oh, I've already got
legit Steam mods to be able to VR them, and then
I don't want
play
them as mods. I want them to actually be like dedicated. Like so here's my thing with mods. I only have the one PC, so I refuse to download any mods on this PC because I'm not even going to take the slight chance of downloading a virus to my PC.
That's a fair point. I mean, there are some of those VR mods out there are made by reputable people. They're not like on the shady sites, let's say. They're made by reputable people that have large Patreons, like a few 100,000 subscribers. And I mean, those are pretty much like devs that work in the industry, but then at night they do this on the side. Probably not with 100% approval, but they do it because they like doing it. So, I mean, stuff like that, I think that there's potential there. And I really think that there's potential for Xbox and Microsoft to kind of say, listen, we got some great first person type games that you could put on VR. Let's maybe make a deal with Meta in the future and transition this there in the future. Or, if they extend the cloud to Meta further, maybe a cloud version that's built natively for VR. Maybe
I mean, if you look at Xbox's lineup, because I mean, Xbox's DNA has always been first-person shooter. You know what I mean? Like Halo, it's just first-person shooter, and Xbox is pretty much synonymous. So they do have a big enough back catalog to where if they had like a couple of teams to go back and port and build those games into VR experiences, yeah, dude, Xbox could rock VR a lot better than what PlayStation's doing, man. Because that PSVR 2 sits right there quietly.
I know a few
Dusty.
people that don't use it. Yeah,
Dusty.
It was going to be a game changer. It was going to change the game.
It was going to change the world, and nope, it didn't.
Part of it is that they priced a lot of people out too. They
$550, man. When I bought that was my. I mean, I reviewed it and I was like, yeah, awesome. Looks great, plays great, all of that. But yeah, dude, this is a $300 headset.
Yeah, and most of the games they showed for it even are games you can still play on your Quest 2 or your.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the best games I've played lately is that Arizona Sunshine 2 on there. Absolutely incredible. Probably some of the best VR shooting I've played yet. Very, very cool. Love that game, but it makes me sick because I don't play VR enough. So I get like 15, 20 minutes in there before I'm like, oh gosh. You have to build up a tolerance.
Do you play VR through PC or just
on the PS5? I do use I just forget to keep charging my Quest 2, so every time I go to pick it up, it's dead. So I'm like, whatever. I was gonna try VR today, but it was dead again.
All I've done with my Quest 2 over the last couple of months is watch movies with Carlo and some of the other guys. And
I can't do that, dude. I bought like the Assassin's Creed on VR. It was so grainy, I couldn't do it. I was like, nope, I'm just putting my 4K Blu-ray in. Dude.
Most of the only reason we do that for the social aspect, just to kind of hang out and have fun. Like the other night we watched. We don't do it for the quality. We do it for.
I'm actually really still thinking about picking up that Meta Quest 3. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
I know.
I've got the Meta Quest 2, but
my VR content doesn't do good, so I just can't justify that purchase right now.
I know people that do like the Quest 3. They like the AR features on it. and that's pretty much what they got it for, and they're enjoying it for that. But I'm going to be honest with you, while we're on the topic of VR, I just don't see VR going a lot of places right now. I think that the investors at Meta are kind of exhausted of the VR talk from Zuckerberg. I think Zuckerberg is a true believer in VR. Don't get me wrong. I believe he loves VR
Well,
and wants it to succeed.
He needs to get more MetaQuest 3s out there. I just don't see a compelling reason because I'm a content creator to buy one because my VR content doesn't do well.
They need.
That's
Yes.
the only thing that's stopping me right now because I have to be smart this year in what I invest in.
Yeah.
I've got to start making some of the money that I've invested in the channel back. So I can't go out and just buy stuff like that if it's not going to do well.
No, it makes sense. It's a good business sense right there. But I just want to point that out. And then, so, I mean, we brought up Avowed. I didn't really hear your take, Frog Boy, or Paul's take on this. I know Animated is all down for it. He's ready to go into the universe.
I'm 100% on board with Avowed.
Yeah, and
the only one I wasn't on board with, guys, was the RTS game. I mean, it looks cool, but I just don't have the time to play that.
This. Yep, not interested. We did say early on the RTS shit is
everything else. I'm 100% on board. Look great to me, especially Visions of Mana.
Oh, shut up.
Man, I'm a Square Enix fanboy. I'm a Ubisoft fanboy. I'm very excited about Visions of Mana.
I don't even know what that is,
dude. It's Visions of Mana. You haven't heard of Mana?
The Mana franchise has like 13 games behind it.
It's like super huge. You've never heard of it? It's like Dragon Quest. There's like millions of them.
No, you wait.
Getting all relaxed saying it.
So I used to play Mana.
I don't know who the
I used to play Mana on
Nintendo,
Super Nintendo.
It's okay. You say sat there,
1.
relax, saying it's super huge. That, as you said, it doesn't matter. No, I don't know what it is. A lot of people don't know what it is.
Have you ever heard of the franchise?
No.
The Mana series.
Wow.
It's absolutely incredible. It's like Xenogears. Zone of Enders.
Apparently, according to Relax Boy over there, it's super huge. Right?
It is. It's been around since like 1993.
I don't know what it is.
Biggest game ever.
So why would I care?
I've seen the box art, but I never played them Animated, so I can't relate to anything about the game. But I've seen the box art.
Exactly. If I'm
if it's open world,
who
like
cares?
I'm super hyped for it.
And it's part of the Final Fantasy franchise, actually.
Yes, it is.
I'm a massive fan of most Final Fantasy things, but
it's like a side. It means
absolutely fucking nothing to me.
But
you better get on board.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Is that's why it surprised me, because you are a Final Fantasy guy and that you have no idea what the Mana side is, and there's like 13 games behind it.
Look, I can't have you Xbox messing this up. You need to buy this game whether you like it or not. Okay? I need Square Enix games on my Xbox. I hate having to turn to PlayStation to get those experiences.
You know what? The fact that they announced this here is a big thing.
I am irritated that I got to play Final Fantasy Rebirth on PS5. I'm bitter about that, actually.
So do you think Square Enix showing something at this direct is a
and do you know what
is a sign of them?
Is an indicator. Is an indicator. Yes.
But I need you Xbox to actually buy these games. No, I'm just joking.
No, but the thing is though,
Final Fantasy 14 or what is it? Is it 14 or 15? 14. 14. Yeah.
Cerebral Paul's surprised the fact that I don't know what the Mana series is, because he knows that I am an absolutely massive fan of the older style Final Fantasy games, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the Mana series is.
I
don't know what the Mana series is, so who cares, right?
Exactly.
In my head, I don't care. But that's why Paul's surprised.
Fantasy 15. I liked it.
But see, for you to sit there and go, I don't care, and then to find out that it's actually tied to Final Fantasy, I would think at that point you would go, okay, now I might be a little interested.
I'm not.
that doesn't make sense to
It's
me.
an action. I mean, the way
No,
it looked like to me,
honestly,
it plays
honestly.
like Infinity Strash, Dragon Quest Infinity Strash. I just hope it's open world and not like the. I really hope it's like open world or something, and not like the one we just like Infinity Strash. I like it, but I wanted it to be more open world.
Okay.
Because Infinity
I-
Strash now is kind of like you go to this thing, you'll like walk, and then you do like this like fight or something, or you'll
Yeah.
do this as a little section. It's not bad by any means. I mean, it's fun. The combat's fun and everything like that. It's just I wanted more of a. I like to explore open world games, man. I think those are fun. When I get bored of doing this stuff, I like to run around and explore. And then when I'm not bored, I can go play the stuff.
I kind of fell out of love with Final Fantasy because of a few things, Paul, right? Okay. So I've always been a massive, massive Final Fantasy fan. In my
Did you play 16?
Why would I?
I do believe
Why wouldn't you?
Just listen to what I'm saying, right? So I'm Final Fantasy fan from early on, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way really, really early Final Fantasy fan, right? And I've fallen out of love with Square Enix because I think they fucked it in the last 5 years. Seriously, from the moment they launched 15, they've just
15
fucked everything.
15 was
It's
kind of a
garbage.
weak
It's
one.
absolute garbage.
16 is
Absolutely
way
garbage.
better.
I don't
16 is
care.
way better than 15.
I'm sure it is. It's still garbage.
You need to buy it and
Right.
play it.
Sing.
You need to play it right now on your PlayStation 5. I'm telling you, dude.
I will when when 14 comes to Xbox, I will go for 14. But until then, other than that, nothing. Right?
Yeah.
They've done nothing. Square Enix have just done nothing but fuck the whole Final Fantasy title for years. They've gone, do you know what? Let's just
I skipped 11, 12.
That's all they've done.
Pretty much 13. I didn't
Yeah,
play. I bought them,
that's
but I
all
haven't
they've
played
done.
them.
All these years, guess what? Yes, the music's good. Yes, because it's this person. Brilliant. But
Yeah.
all Square Enix have done in their existence in the last, I say, 7 years, have decided to take
Best
their
use for
best
PSVR
loved
selling.
fucking that they've taken their best loved franchise and gone, let's see how we can fuck it over. That's all they've done.
I think the problem that we're seeing here is that Square Enix is, let's be honest, they're coming into some sort of issues, because otherwise they would have never really tried to push some stuff on Xbox lately. The way that they are, they've always been a favorite on the PlayStation.
So Jim Ryan went in there and talked to him. He's like, "Hey guys,
No,
I got
no.
this little thing called the Virtuous Cycle. And if you join me and you put your games exclusive on the PlayStation, we're going to rise together." And Square was like, "Oh yeah, we like money. That sounds like a good idea." And then they're like, "Oh, wait a minute." After all their games started flopping over on the PlayStation because ponies don't buy games,
No,
they were like, "Wait a minute, the Virtuous
Frogboy,
Cycle
Frogboy.
only is
No,
good
Frogboy.
for PlayStation."
No, Frogboy, stop. Frogboy, what
they
they've realized?
they had
no,
to.
what they've realized, right? I'm going to interrupt. I apologize. Right, what they have realized is, oh fuck, do you know what? We've kind of decided our games aren't popular anymore. Let's just try and sell it to someone who's going to buy it. That's all they've done with Final Fantasy. Yeah,
I don't know. I think you should play Final Fantasy 16
they could have
before
launched
you.
it on. They could have said, "Look, here is a Final Fantasy. Here is a Final Fantasy game," and everybody would have gone fucking mental.
Yeah.
Right? And they've just destroyed, and they just thought, do you know what?
I don't know.
Nothing matters anymore.
I
Nothing
get what you're
matters.
saying. I think I mean, and I completely agree with you. I really do that. Yeah, for a while there, Final Fantasy was starting to, nobody was caring about it.
And it still
But I
does.
say
It still
you
is.
absolutely need to play 16 because it is the most mature, like setting, story, all of that. Very, very good, like very intense. A lot of cutscenes, but definitely worth the investment. I could not put that game down. I sat there for literally 20 hours in one day playing that game. It was good. It's like Devil May Cry meets Castlevania meets Final Fantasy freaking over the top story type stuff. Absolutely incredible experience.
Therein lies the problem.
What? I just told you it was the best game I ever played in the Final Fantasy
Yes.
series.
Because you're saying no, because you said it's Devil May Cry meets this, meets this, meets this.
Yeah.
You never said
There's
right
no
there
turn-based,
that you
nothing.
said no matter what, that's the best Final Fantasy game you'll ever play. That's what every Final Fantasy game should be. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You compared it to other games and said it's that meets that meets that. That's wrong.
I get what you're saying, and that's why a lot of Final Fantasy players aren't playing it because dude, it's catered to me.
Because it's
catered to me. Finally,
no, fuck you. It doesn't matter. No, that's the point. It needs to be.
Hey, I used to write
be.
Square Enix. I used to write Square Enix every single day and tell them I need a Final Fantasy game that plays like Devil May Cry but feels like Castlevania. They finally answered my prayers.
No, and that's the wrong thing to try to do. It needs to be your opinion. Your opinion should be with every Final Fantasy game. This is the best Final Fantasy game I've ever played. That's where it should be.
It lost me after I think 9 was the last one I beat before, and then I didn't play anything up until 15. And then when I played 15, I was like, oh gosh.
There you go.
The teen boy band. I was like, no, it's BTS or what is that band? BTS?
My point is fucking proven. My point is proven, dickhead.
Wait.
Sit down,
Paul's
relax,
point of view?
chill out.
Where's Paul's point of view?
Paul,
I don't care.
Inappropriate, Paul.
You don't like Final Fantasy, Paul?
You know what? I never have gotten into Final Fantasy at all. No.
Okay, I like that.
Well, when I was younger, I had time to sit there and do the turn-based stuff. I don't have time for that no more. I need my QTEs, bro.
Yeah, I've never been really into turn-based combat. There are some that I enjoy. If they're part of like the XCOM series or whatever, I like those. But yeah, the Final Fantasies never drew me in, so I never played them that much, and I really have no interest in this mana game because I never got into that style either.
So does this mean now that I know that Square is trying to put their stuff on Xbox, but now that we've seen Xbox's direction with some of their major titles, like Indiana Jones being first person, do you think Blade's gonna end up being first person like Dishonored? Or do you have any faith that they'll actually make a third-person Blade?
I have faith that they're going to do third person. You kind of have to, with Blade's character, because he's a martial artist, he kind of has to be third person. Because I mean, like I get the whole this, but we're talking leg work. We're talking leg moves and stuff. I don't know how good that would turn out in first person.
Right.
And they could try it. I mean, if it flops, it flops. It's on them, dude. But I think that one has to come out third person, to be completely honest.
Do you remember the game Afro Samurai?
I do, absolutely.
Do you think Blade could fucking rock like that motherfucker, right?
Yep. That's exactly what they should probably look at.
Maybe not exactly the same as Afro Samurai, but that's how Blade should rock, right? Because that's Blade's character. In my opinion.
Yeah. I think so.
Well, before we move on to something else, I'm gonna open up the panel to whatever they want to talk about. One thing I do want to bring up is recently there's been a lot of AI talk around voice acting, and I got invited to the SAG-AFTRA meeting with Nava. So I was on their call for approximately like 2 hours. And I was listening to Zeke Alton speak, which now it's public record. But basically, so this whole Replica AI deal, I would kind of want to bring it up because I think it's important for everybody out there to know. This whole Replica AI deal, Replica AI kind of approached Nava and SAG-AFTRA and said, hey, can we do a database of voice actors that want to put their voice in there? And they're like, sure, we'll come up to a temporary agreement for a year, see how it works out. And when people use Replica AI for scratch or pre-production or video games or commercial work or whatever it is that they use it for, they get paid the same standard rates they would as if they were actually in the studio recording the lines, 4-hour session or 6-hour session, which I think is fair in that aspect. The biggest problem that they're having in the AI, well, at least the people versus the AI industry, is that there is no federal law that says that a company cannot take your voice or likeness and use it. Each state has different laws on that. Most of them are pretty relaxed. Even Florida is relaxed on the fact of that. But they can essentially, AI companies can essentially go online and look at your voice demos, your voice reels, your YouTube channels, your radio shows, and they are legally allowed to rip your voice and train their database with it. There is no federal law against that. So making this deal with Replica AI was pretty much a smart move because it secures the fact that voice actors are going to at least get paid for the use of the voice. And after the year is over or after whatever contract the voice actor agrees to a Replica, they can ask them to remove their voice from the database. Now, there's no way to track how many times Replica has used the voice, unfortunately, or any AI system has used the voice. There's no way to even put a fingerprint in trained models of voices or people's voices to track this kind of stuff. And I think this is kind of interesting where we're headed, that there's not anything, as much as people complain on social media against AI, AI is not going anywhere.
No.
Companies and executives are loving AI. And the other corner that SAG-AFTRA is backed into is that some of their partners that support union work and pay union work, some of their partners came to them and said, listen, the future is going to have AI in it. And if you want us to continue supporting the union work, you're going to have to accept some of our ideas on AI being used.
Yeah.
And we're at a point now that big tech companies, if they really wanted to, they could start future projects by cutting out as many people as possible. And I had to bring that up on the show because I was at that union meeting, and I thought it was interesting. Animated makes music on the side.
I've already been against freaking AI in video games for a little while now. Can't you see my crusade against DLSS? No, I'm just joking. I don't know.
I just, there's nothing that you can do to stop AI. At the same time, you got to get ahead of it. And yes, the sad fact is it will replace jobs. It will take up jobs. There's going to be a few people out there that remain vigilant on top of it. Some actors and voice actors will probably have...
Thank the Lord AI can't turn a wrench, huh?
Not yet. I don't know.
Not yet, but it will
Tesla
be
robots are coming, man. Those Tesla robots, they can fold clothes now.
Yeah.
But they were even talking about how AI companies are already looking to use deceased people's likeness to redo concerts, to redo, just different things in general. It's going to happen. It can't be stopped. So, Animated, you are a musician. You make some good music out there. I mean, listen.
I've dabbled. Right?
They call you the super duper DJ, right?
I do DJ, yes.
So, I mean, does this affect your thoughts on anything? Having a musical background, do you think AI is a threat to the music industry?
With music, I think it'd be an asset. In fairness.
Okay.
it's just I
What's
if
up,
I could
108?
if I could program. It depends if it depends if I'm mixing or producing, right? If I'm producing something and I need a certain voice to ping into a certain track, if I could program an AI to feather something, then it's an asset. But I would prefer to be able to do it myself, if that makes sense. So it can be an asset, really, in fairness, but I would prefer to be able to do it myself.
Okay. Okay. It's it's unique that you mentioned that because I'll tell you this, Filmora, which did sponsor the channel at one point. We do have some videos up from them in the past, but no longer sponsor us. But their newest Filmora, there's an option in there to create AI music, and you can tell it like dreamy, hip hop, happy, angry, sad, and it comes up with this music, right? For the length of your video. If your video is 5 minutes, it'll do 5 minutes. If it's a minute, it'll do a minute. It's interesting. I mean, it's not perfect by any means because sometimes the hooks seem off. Like the hooks don't naturally reflect the previous hook. They kind of sound out of whack sometimes. But also YouTube is dabble in this with their AI Dream something, I believe it is. So it is happening. Shout out to Lemon with this $5 super chat. He says, Carly, you didn't tell me he was going to have Wolfman Jack on the show. I want an autograph. Pineapple Paul's doing autographs.
Yeah, all right.
Inappropriate, Pineapple Paul. We'll get it to stick sooner or later.
Frogboy, how are you worried about AI in any sense of the word or?
Only DLSS.
Okay.
I think it's ruining my video games. They look weird on DLSS. I don't like it. I don't understand how everybody likes that. I look at it and I'm like, gosh, this looks creepy. It doesn't look that great. People are like, oh gosh, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
With me being interested in digital music, right, and DJing and mixing and all that kind of stuff, I get both sides of the story.
Yep.
I get why I would like a little bit of AI to just sort of assist a little bit.
This is my baby. This is my little baby.
I wouldn't want to think that everyone sees me as doing AI shit. That makes sense.
Yeah. Asus ROG Ally is awesome. Lemon. Is it lemon?
It's
lemon.
Lemon.
It's lemon. It's lemon.
It depends. It depends on the sunshine. If it's really bright outside, it's lemon because you know what?
Lemon.
Otherwise, it's lemon.
Lemon.
So
yeah, it's just. I see both sides of the argument. In fairness, clowns. Sometimes I would think, do you know what I could do with a little bit of AI assistance right now, but I don't want it to. I don't want it to take over my individuality, if that makes sense.
It doesn't matter. They're going to keep us on the screens, and AI is coming, bro. It's inevitable. AI is going to destroy the world. Haven't you seen all the movies about it?
Like anything, it's a tool that can be, overused and abused and whatever.
It will destroy us all.
It's like R2 in the chat says, do you know what? He's been playing guitar for a lot of years, right? He's been playing guitar for 35 years. He's an old man, bless him. He's a lovely fella, and he's so talented, and he does play the guitar and he sings. What happens if? What happens if AI can just take over what his songs and that's it? Takes over his voice. What happens then? Yeah. What happens then? He's been playing this instrument for 35 years. what happens then if it can just replicate him? What's his point? Why is he bothered all this time?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Where did Paul go? Did we lose him?
Yeah, he ran away.
No,
He's
I'm just
still
waiting till when I can get more than 2 words in.
Oh, okay. All right. You know, Paul, we'll let you go. Go ahead, Paul.
I was just saying, AI is a tool like anything that can be abused. It does have its proper uses. Like you said, if you're to me, it's like if you're doing digital music, if you're working on music and you need something that you don't have, use it as a filler. Don't lean on it too much. I don't like it when they try to like, even like George Carlin's estate is having issues with. They did that movie with him doing, an AI version of him doing material, and the daughter's like, no, this is crap because this isn't him. He didn't write it. He didn't do it, And to me, that also goes for songwriting. To me, songwriting is a very personal thing, especially story songs, country music type stuff, or anything. It's a very personal, emotional thing. AI cannot. They can imitate emotion, but they cannot produce emotion or write from that emotion. Heartbreak or excitement, whatever. So yeah, they can put the words on paper, but they can't necessarily give it the meaning that it would have if a person worked on it. Even with the writers guilds and stuff, they can use AI to help flesh out parts of their script, but they have to let the companies know that, hey, I used AI to do this. And it goes the other way too. The studios have to say, hey, we used AI to kind of tweak stuff a little bit. Here's the changes we made. So in that sense, I like that it works both ways. Neither side is allowed to just totally, lean on AI and go, yeah, we didn't use your work, or whatever, So they are trying to get protections in place, but in some cases, I don't think it's fast enough. Like with the voice actors, there do need to be laws in place that they can't just reach in and grab us saying stuff and then use our voices or our likenesses to create stuff, and then we'll be watching something later and going, hey, that sounds a lot like me, or that sounds a lot like Carlo. Where did that come from? That's also where you start getting into the deep fake territory too, which is a growing problem. The whole especially with public figures or politicians, videos of them saying things they never said, but AI was used to create it using their own voice patterns or whatever. So yeah, I think. So I just think there needs to be some protections in place. I think, like you mentioned, they can't turn a screw, but that's where robotics comes in. That's where, automation came into the factory because they have automated systems that can turn screws and put together cars. And so, those jobs went away. And part of it is knowing that things are changing. The workforce is going to change. AI is going to be part of that. Because a company is going to see it, yeah, there's a bigger upfront cost, but down the road, it's going to be cheaper. And all the companies are in for that, So
I'll tell you what, there's one thing about AI that I really would like to see, and that's, in video games, like the voice acting in video games for NPCs. I'm not talking about like the main protagonists. I think they should still be voice acted by humans, but I would like to see like NPCs have like actual like AI generated dialogue. That would be cool. Stuff that would, like what Nvidia was showing on their thing. You walk up to the bar, you talk to them, and then they talk back and stuff like that. That I do like. That is something that I would like to see, but AI kind of creeps me out a little bit. I don't want it to deal with my visuals, but I'm okay with the voice acting type
I
stuff.
see. I don't know enough about DLSS to know what it's doing to your visuals, so I can't speak to that side of it.
Making them look creepy.
Well, that doesn't really give me any great detail.
So I like the imperfections of video games when it comes to visuals and stuff. So I mean, imagine back in 1999 when you first get into Shenmue, and you're walking down the street and you see all the freaking pixel crawl, but the visuals are just absolutely mind blowing. You'd never seen anything that good before, but the pixel crawl, when you enable something like DLSS, all of that's gone. Like the whole imperfection stuff is gone. So all you remember is just, I don't know. It starts to get a little bit.
You know what that reminds me of. You know exactly what that reminds me of is when digital music started, CDs, and people would say they actually missed the sounds of the needle as you play the song. They missed that imperfection because the music sounded too clean.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, so you know,
a little bit of imperfection adds character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it adds character to that experience, you know. If there's that one thing, you know, that like sits and drives you nuts while you're playing a video game, and then it's all of a sudden gone.
Yeah.
And then everything just starts to blend together, and it just becomes like there's no character anymore to video games when you use something like DLSS. Everything just looks sharp and crispy, and there's no, I don't know. I mean, that might sound stupid,
part of it's because you know, from the industry side, they're trying to reach the uncanny valley. You know,
exactly,
you know.
and that's somebody said that in like one of my comments the other day, and that's like the perfect word for it, uncanny valley. It just doesn't look good to me, and I don't know. I love the AMD looks absolutely incredible. I don't mind a little bit of flicker in the background, man. I grew up on regular Nintendo all the way forward. I've seen it all, and that kind of stuff just doesn't bug me. I guess I'm not one of them PC purists. I got to spend $3,000 on a GPU so it'll get rid of all my fuzziness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Well, boys, anything else you want to bring up before we get out of here?
I'm going to the gym.
All right.
I'm going to bed. It's like fucking 1 a.m. So
go to bed. You got to work tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoy that.
Yeah, I will.
I got kind of a long day tomorrow myself, so it's not that big of a deal, but yeah. Ooh.
To everybody still watching, just want to let you know that we did interview Tom Schulman, who is a writer, producer of Dead Poet Society, Medicine Man, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag, a few other things, and now his new movie, Double Down South, comes out tomorrow nationwide in theaters. You can find it mostly in the South, from what he said, but they're trying to release it in all theaters. They got a good distributor. It stars Kim Coates from Sons of Anarchy as the kind of like the bad guy in this suspense thriller. And the protagonist, her name is Lily. I can never remember her last name. Paul, help me out here.
Real quick. Kim Coates, he I would call him the bad guy isn't fair. He's running basically an underground high stakes gambling pool game in a house, and I forget the name of the style of pool, but it's very high stakes. It's not your regular pool. It's so yeah, the story seems really interesting. It's called Double Down South, and I can't wait to see it. It looks really. It has a few actors that are good,
Lily Simmons.
We learned stuff like they did the whole thing in 21 days in a very tight schedule. They filmed the whole dang thing.
It's a 2-hour movie.
It's a 2-hour movie. Days. Yeah. And that's unheard of in the film world, really. But because, like you said, they had to, they were on a tight schedule, and it's like, okay, let's get this done. And he said he was rewriting the movie the whole time. So for the next day's scenes, he'd be, he'd after 10 hours at the shoot, he'd go to the hotel room and do X amount of hours working on the next day's script just to make sure everything flowed right. So I'm looking forward to it. And the interview was really fun and interesting. It's about a half hour long. So Carlo should have it up hopefully later tonight or tomorrow. It is on the share drive for you, Carlo. In fact, all the interviews I recorded are there for you. So there you go.
Hey, what's his name? R2Litu. Did you ever send me that? Did you ever send that?
It's 4 guys with quarters, dude.
Yeah.
Four
Yeah,
gentlemen
I'm
for
gonna-
quarterly television. I like
Yeah,
that.
that it does. It used to be 4 guys with quarters, and then it's gone to this. We've discussed this before in the past.
Yeah,
Dude.
animated like the old name.
Mm,
No comment, animated.
yeah, we did. This is a friend of mine, so he knows the story. I don't know why he's yeah. R2-Lito is a very, very good friend of mine.
I like this R2-Lito. I don't think I played games with him before.
Yeah, you should. You should. He's a good egg.
Yeah. Tell him to send me that request on Xbox.
Yeah, there you go. R2, just send it. Do it.
And Twitter has enabled video calling and audio calling now. Just a heads up. So if you guys get some weird
Alright.
calls, come for Twitter. All right,
Yeah.
animated.
Ah,
R2.
jeez.
So we have to call him R2. I call him R2.
Okay, I like it. Animated, tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, you'll find me on the here every Thursday, and you will find me animated_evil or animated evil 857 everywhere. I have just done a video on YouTube and Rumble, so check that out.
I'm afraid to watch the one on Rumble. It's
No,
terrifying.
it's the same video. I've done my new Game Pass video thing.
Ah.
So it's worth a watch. This one's worth a watch. I've tried to do a little bit something different this time. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
worth watching. Because let's be fair, I'm an idiot, and that's where I'm at, right? Yeah, I'll see you here every Thursday.
Awesome. Frog Boy, where can people find you?
You can find me at Frogboy X1 Gaming on YouTube, Frogboy X1 Gaming on Twitter, and that's about it. I'm pretty I don't have a whole lot of other ways to find me, but Frogboy X1 Gaming on Twitter is where I'm at. Oh, Xbox, Frogboy X1. That's my gamer tag if you want to hit me up there. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Paul, where can
Yo.
people find you when you're out eating pineapples?
Inappropriately.
Yeah, they can always find me not eating pineapples. You can find me on Twitter at CerebralPaul1, Twitch at CerebralPaul, Monday nights at Twitch on the Pop-Up Powerbomb podcast, wrestling podcast that I do.
Yes,
with
Frogboy
Spooky
X1.
right here on the channel. And then on Tuesdays, you can find me on Xbox Ambassador channel at 12:30 p.m. Pacific, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. We're gaming differently with Cerebral Paul. Thursdays, you can find me right here on 4GQ TV again. Then Fridays, you can find me on Wasted with Wise. And before I forget again, Tuesday nights, you can find me with the Retro Renegades on their channel, talking old games and watching Jay play games while we chat.
Awesome.
All right, I proved that R2-Lito.
Yeah. Do you know what? R2-Lito is just one of the best. It really is. He's one of my best friends. So there we go.
Cool.
Well, I'm gonna steal him as a best friend. He will become my fourth best friend. No,
We're gonna
uh,
be look out.
Besties.
Besties.
well,
Besties.
I want to thank everybody for watching. Check us out, 4GQ TV. We have a lot more interviews coming up. Some of the guys from G4 TV want to come on. They do a new AI show, so they want to talk to us. We're trying to get Kim Coates on as well from Sons of Anarchy and Lily Simmons. And
Need that.
somebody that worked on Martin, the comedy. So anyway, check us out, 4GQ TV. See us at all the conventions. MegaCon February 1st through the 4th. We'll be at WonderCon in March. We'll be at PAX East in March. And I'm going to try to get Frogboy to some conventions this year, Animated to some stuff this year, and Paul to some more stuff in Jacksonville in that area. But everybody, thank you for coming out. Check you guys later. See you later.
See you guys.
Peace.
Yeah.